Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to look at installing Maven and setting its environment variables. At the time of recording, the latest version is Maven 3.2.1, and that has several requirements we need to look at before we actually download and install. The first one is we need a Java development kit installed, and that needs to be Java 6 or greater. One of the easiest ways on Windows 7 to check that is to call up a command window. Just do Java minus version. As you can see, I've got Java version 1.8 installed. If you have Java set or installed on your machine, it should come up with a version number. So it needs to be 1.6 or greater. The problem is I can't see what's on your machine, so I can only suggest if you don't see anything similar to this, where it says Java and the version number, chances are you don't have a Java development environment installed. Probably worth looking at doing a fresh install from scratch, and I can show you how to do that on my other video. And the first video is discover how to install Java 8 and correctly set the environment variables, which is very important. You need the Java home to be set, and you also need the path to be set, and that's covered in that tutorial. So once that's done, you should end up with a command window showing Java version 1.8. That's great. So now we have a Java development environment installed. We can get on with downloading Maven, installing Maven, and then setting up the environment variables for Maven. So if we head over to this URL, maven.apache.org/download.cgi, then head over to the mirror subheading and try and click on the down arrow and then scroll down and try and choose a mirror site that's close to you. I go for the UK fast because I'm based in the UK. Obviously you're somewhere else in the world, so try and get one that's close to you and it'll be quick for your download. And then also, depending on the operating system you're using, I'm on the Windows environment, so I'm going to download the zip file. If you're on Linux or Unix, you can use the tar file. So just click on that for download. Now I'm going to cut the video now, and when I come back I'll show you how to install. So the zip file downloaded successfully, and what I've done, I've actually created a subfolder within program files on my C drive. Now bear in mind again, I'm on a Windows 7 environment, so if you're running Linux it's probably a little bit different. But I use the Apache Software Foundation subfolder. I just create that, and then I happen to install everything from the Apache Foundation in that folder. So we have the zip file. Just extract that here. And then I just delete that because I don't need it anymore. And that's it. Apache Maven is now set up on your machine. What we need to do now is look at setting up the environment variables so you can run Maven from the command line. First of all, I want to get a copy of the installation path because I'm going to need that. Drill down a level, and basically just select the path, copy it. Now we need to get the environment variables up, so just go over to the start menu, type in environment. Now what I do here is basically under the user variables I create Maven variables in there. I just create new. The first one's called m2_home, which is basically the home path for Maven. I'll just do Control V to paste that in. Okay, I'm going to create another new variable. This one is called just m2, and this needs to point to the bin directory for the binaries. So I just do %m2_home. So using the new variable just created, \bin, okay that. So we now have two user variables set up. One points to the home directory for Maven and the other one points to the binaries. There's one other thing we need to do to make this work on the command line is to add a path. Now you can append it to the system variables path, or you can have your own path variable within your user profile, which I prefer that. So I'll just create a new variable called path, and we'll use the new variable created, so that's m2. Oops. Don't forget the %signs. Okay on that. And that's the environment variable set up for Maven. We can OK this, create a new command window, then type in mvn, which is basically the shortcut for Maven, space --, version. And there we have it, Apache Maven 3.2. You also see here the Java version that Maven's using to run. So it's picked up the correct version of the JDK, which is 1.8. And then we see the Java home, which is correct. Well, I hope that helps. Thanks very much for watching.